Hey everybody, Chris Bassett here, and in this video I'll be doing a full DIY install and some common troubleshooting tips for the Amico 3-blade 42-inch compact ceiling fan. Let's get into it.
So I'm just doing a quick unboxing. Looks like Amico's got a pretty decent instruction manual. So as I do the DIY install, you guys can follow along with the instruction steps. And then also a decent list of common troubleshooting tips. So at the end of the video, I'll kind of highlight some of that if you're having trouble with the install. All right, let's take a look at the accessories list. There is the light kit. You have the hardware kit. Underneath that is the ceiling mount. And then you have some of the motor and blade assemblies. There is the remote. Make sure you don't lose that. That controls the entire fan operation. The motor, and then some fan blades. So they're dual-sided, white on one, wood on the other. All right, so a little bit of pre-installation advice. We're going to need to turn off the breaker. If you get shocked, it tickles. So make sure you find the right breaker, turn that off to the area you'll be installing the fan. I usually plug in like a lamp and then test it. Make sure the power's off. I'm doing a fan replacement, so here's the old fan, have it disassembled, taken apart, and then just have the box exposed with my 3 wires. So the white wire is my neutral, the black wire is my hot, and then that blank wire is the ground. All right, let's start the assembly. At section 1, we're going to take a look at the ceiling mount. So the ceiling tray is a circular black piece of plastic. It has these foam pads. Those need to go up against the ceiling to prevent vibration and noise. And then there's 2 types of connectors. There's either wood screws for the wood ceiling or electrical box screws for your junction box, which I have a junction box. So I won't be doing the wood ceiling, I will be doing the junction box installation. Also, don't forget to use the washers on the screws to get a better grip. So when you mount the tray, make sure you pull all the wires through that center hole, and then just find the appropriate slots that line up with the junction box hole. You'll see the screws just screw into the junction box with the washer in the position it is, but just orient the tray as best as you can so that the holes line up. Snug everything down nice and tight so it doesn't make extra noise, but be careful, it's only plastic, so don't break it. All right, let's move on to section 2. We're gonna assemble the motor and the blades. So go ahead and find your canopy piece and just slide it over the motor wires. You want the wires to go through the center hole, and then position it so it sets over top of the screws. Then you're gonna use 3 of the 4 of the bigger screws. It looks like they're a little bit longer maybe, and they're going to connect the canopy to the motor. So just go ahead and start screwing them in. They drop in the hole. I don't know if you got tiny fingers. It'd be a little easier, but position it in there and then just tighten it down with your Phillips screwdriver. With the 3 screws in, the motor assembly is complete, so let's work on the fan blades. And the fan blades will use 9 of the smaller screw types, which are all bagged up together. So let's take the motor assembly, flip it upside down, be mindful of the wires, so tuck those in there, and this will be the bottom of the fans. This is what you'll see if you stand on the floor and look up at the fan. Since I want the white blades to show, I will be looking at them directly, and then just line up the holes and put each of the 3 screws with the fan blade in the correct position. All the blades are identical, so it doesn't matter which order. The only thing I would recommend is that you seat all of the screws first before you tighten them down. Once you have all 3 screws in there, then you can tighten them down, and then just repeat the process for the other 2 blades. All right, with all 3 blades on, let's go ahead and work on section 3, the light kit. So fairly simple. The light itself has a 3-pin connection, and the motor also has a 3-hole receptacle. So you just need to line those 3 holes up. It's a U-shaped channel, so just be careful, line it up properly, and then you got to push fairly hard, and you'll hear a click when it does snap into place. Alrighty, that's assembled, so let's go ahead and move over to section 4, the receiver. So we're going to use this installation hook for the ceiling fan while we're doing the wiring. It hangs from a hole in the bracket, as well as a hole in the motor mount. This will just hold the weight of the ceiling fan while we do the wiring. The instructions are super basic, but it's basically black to black, white to white, and green to neutral. Let's take a look at the receiver. This is how the remote control communicates with the ceiling fan. You've got some wire nuts for the connections. So here's your 3 important wires, right? You've got your white, black, and then that yellow-green is the ground. There's a little picture of a ground symbol. So we're going to be connecting those to the wires in the junction box. Let's start by hanging the ceiling fan. A couple of tips is to put the hook in the black circular mounting bracket first, and then attach the ceiling fan over the hook. It also helps if you stand on the side with the holes. I tried to stand on the opposite side and I can't see anything, so duh. All right, let's go grab the receiver. I'm going to do a little bit of prep work so everything lines up properly. So I did trim off a little bit of the wire. You can see the base, the black wire is like the base length. So I trimmed off like another 1/4 inch to give myself a little more wire to work with. I just used my wire snippers, and I did use hole number 16 diameter wire, clipped off, like I said, like a 1/4 inch, and then just made the wire longer to work with. So just a couple of tips on how to assemble the wires with the wire nuts. Make sure both the wire coming out of your ceiling and the wire on the receiver are roughly the same length. The bare wire is roughly a 1/2 inch long. And then you just twist them together clockwise. All right, so I'm twisting in a clockwise fashion. That way when you put the wire nut on, it screws on tight. You'll also want to make sure you press the wire nut into the wires as you're turning it. That way it'll really bite and create a good solid connection. This part's important because if you don't get the connection properly, your fan will have issues and won't light up or turn. So you'll just take the whole fan back down, check your connections, and then reassemble them. All right, so we got the white neutral wire connected to the white, have the black live wire to the black, and then the green yellow wire to your ground. With a solid connection on all 3 wires, let's go ahead and fold those out of the way, and that way we can connect the receiver. So the white clip from the fan to the white clip on the receiver, and the black clip on the fan to the black clip on the receiver. They only snap in one way. Make sure the clips, as a clip and a tab, they both are on top and they line up. Just press them together and they click. With everything assembled, you'll need to place it in the top of the mount. So just fold up all the wires carefully. I just curled them into the U shapes, and then that way we could do the final installation step where the ceiling fan snaps into the bracket. So there are 3 teeth that snap onto the bracket, and it's just a press and twist action. So it's important you don't pinch any wires, so make sure all the wires are folded up and placed inside properly. And then there's the tooth, and it just goes up and then snaps over. And you have 3 of them, so you can feel it with your fingers as you're pressing. Be careful, everything's plastic, so don't wrench on it too hard. If it doesn't just fit, don't force it. So remove that hook. Make sure the receiver is placed properly. You need to set it down inside. It has 2 sides. It has a flat side and a round side. I'd put the round side down. And then feel the teeth with your fingers, and you can position it so they snap in. Just push up and then twist. And then the final step is to secure that fan with a screw. All right, so let's take a look at the remote, right? You'll need the remote to start the fan up. Obviously, the controls are pretty basic. It has the fan speeds. You can change the color of the light. It has a dimmer. It has an automatic, like, off. But you're going to need to install the batteries that came with it. It's a couple of AAAs, so just throw those in the appropriate slots, right? Negative to the spring side and positive to the post. It does have a mount, so if you want to mount this next to the light switch or on the wall, it just has a couple of drywall mounts, which you just drill some tiny holes, push the plastic, the green plastic into the wall, and then screw it in there. The remote weighs, I don't know, a couple of ounces, so it's not going anywhere. But you can just stick it on the wall. So I did go down to the basement. I turned the breaker back on, and then come upstairs, turn the light switch on, and going to test the fan. So it has the on button. There's the light. You can change the brightness to the left or to the right. So just hold the button down, and it gradually reduces the brightness. You can change the color scheme, so like a light blue and orange. And then the dial in the middle is what controls the fan. So there is a button in the upper right-hand corner that controls the forward or reverse motion of the fans. But other than that, the 1 through 6 is the speed. I'm going to let you listen to the sound. It's actually pretty quiet. It's pushing a lot of air. So I really like this fan. It seems like a high-quality fan. Pretty nice. Alrighty, let's go over some troubleshooting. Feel free to pause the video, read more in depth. I'm just going to go over some common stuff. So if the fan's not spinning, make sure the fan's getting power. Obviously, turn on light switches. Make sure the fuse breaker's on. You do need to connect the remote within 1 minute, so make sure that the remote is properly paired. If the fan light's not working, right, the connection inside probably not set up. If the fan's wobbly or noisy, you probably didn't put those foam pads to the ceiling. Your connections are loose, so you'll need to take it back apart, make sure everything's nice and tight. If the light's turning off automatically, it does have a schedule feature, so you may need to adjust your schedule so it doesn't do that. If you're not feeling any airflow, remember that reverse button in the upper right does control, so maybe you're in reverse.
Hey, check out some other videos over here. I've got some links down in the description. Use those links. I'd really appreciate it. Any other questions or comments, put those below. Thanks.